She checked in and vanished forever. The dark mystery of the Isdal Woman. She arrived with no past. She left with no future. In November 1970, a woman checked into hotels across Norway under false names, carrying wigs, coded notebooks, and suitcases filled with untraceable items. Days later, her burned body was found on a remote mountainside. No ID, no fingerprints, no missing person report. No one ever claimed her. No country admitted she existed. And more than 50 years later, her identity remains one of Europe's darkest unsolved crime mysteries. This is a real case, and someone went to great lengths to erase her from history. A body with no name. On November 29, 1970, a family hiking near Isdal Valley, a remote, fog-covered area outside Bergen, Norway, made a discovery that would haunt Europe for decades. Lying among the rocks was the body of a woman. She had been burned. Not in a house fire, not in an accident. Her body lay face down, positioned carefully, surrounded by items that suggested intent rather than chaos. Nearby were an empty liquor bottle, burned clothing, and traces of sleeping pills. There was no wallet, no identification, no personal photographs. Even more disturbing, her fingerprints had been deliberately removed. This was not a random death. This was a woman who had been erased. Norwegian police quickly realized this was no ordinary case. The woman wore expensive clothing, tailored boots, high-quality fabric, yet no brand labels remained. Every tag had been cut out. Her jewelry was minimal but refined. An autopsy showed she had consumed a large number of sleeping pills before dying. Carbon monoxide was found in her lungs, suggesting she had been alive while the fire burned. But there was no suicide note, no signs of struggle, and no clear reason why a woman would walk miles into freezing terrain to end her life in such a precise way. Investigators were left with one terrifying question. Was this suicide or a perfectly staged murder? The mystery deepened when police traced her hotel stays. Across Bergen and nearby cities, she had checked into multiple hotels, always alone, always well-spoken, always polite, but never under the same name. She used at least 8 false identities, claiming to be from Belgium, France, Germany, and Switzerland. Each time, her handwriting slightly changed, her accent subtly shifted. In her luggage, police found multiple wigs, sunglasses worn even indoors, foreign currency from several countries, a notebook filled with strange coded symbols, a silver spoon engraved with initials that led nowhere. Every label on every item had been removed. It was as if she knew exactly how investigations worked and how to defeat them. Witnesses came forward. Hotel staff recalled that she often asked for rooms with balconies. Some remembered her moving furniture to block doors. Others noticed she changed rooms frequently. One waiter said she looked over her shoulder while eating, as if expecting someone. Another hotel employee recalled her being visited by an unknown man, tall, dark-haired, who spoke to her briefly in the hallway before leaving. No one saw them argue. No one saw affection. It was businesslike, cold, as if both knew they should not be seen together for long. Her notebook haunted investigators. Inside were rows of letters and numbers, not a known language, not random scribbles. Experts believed it was a form of travelogue or encrypted diary. Certain symbols appeared repeatedly, possibly marking cities, dates, or meetings. But despite decades of cryptographic analysis, the full meaning has never been confirmed. If it was a message, it was never meant for us. If it was a confession, it died with her. Police circulated her sketch across Europe. No matches. Dental records led nowhere. Interpol found no missing persons report that fit. No embassy claimed her. This was the most chilling detail of all. In a world full of records, borders, and bureaucracy, this woman officially did not exist. Someone had either protected her identity perfectly or destroyed it completely. The timing raised suspicions. 1970 was the height of the Cold War. Norway, a NATO country, was a strategic hotspot for espionage. Bergen sat near key naval routes. The wigs, the fake names, the coded notebook, the paranoia. Many investigators quietly believed she was involved in intelligence work, a spy. If so, she may have known too much. And if she was a spy, her death may have been a message. Officially, the case was ruled a probable suicide, but many experts disagreed. Why remove fingerprints if you plan to die? Why use multiple fake identities? Why travel constantly, avoiding patterns? Why bring sleeping pills into the wilderness? Suicide does not require anonymity, but espionage does. In 2016, journalists reopened the case. Advanced DNA analysis revealed something shocking. She likely came from Central Europe, possibly Germany or France. Isotope testing suggested she had moved frequently across borders since childhood. She was multilingual, educated, trained, but still, no name, no family, no grave visitors. The most frightening aspect of the Isdal Woman case is not how she died. It's how easily someone can disappear, even while living openly. She paid for hotels, she spoke to people, she walked through cities, and yet, when she died, the world shrugged. No one came looking, no one asked questions. If she was silenced, it worked perfectly. Was she a spy caught between nations? A courier who knew too much? Or a woman running from a past so dangerous it followed her into death? More than 50 years later, the Isdal Woman remains unnamed. And perhaps that was the point, because sometimes the darkest crimes aren't about blood or violence. They're about erasing a human being so completely that history forgets they ever lived. If someone could erase your name, your past, and your identity, would anyone know if you disappeared tomorrow?